Are you frustrated operating a dull chainsaw? Maybe you've tried sharpening the saw yourself and it's so dull it takes forever to get through a log, or it doesn't cut straight anymore. Well, I've cut down over 800 trees over the last few years, and I've learned the best sharpening technique that is fast, easy, inexpensive, and always accurate. Here's what your wood shavings will look like from a properly sharpened chainsaw. My goal was to find the least expensive sharpener that would do a great job every time. I happened to buy this sharpener from Harbor Freight, but you can get them at many hardware stores. I purchased this one on sale a little over 4 years ago for just over $20, and it's worked perfectly for me since then. I still have the original cutting wheel that it came with, and after cutting over 800 trees down, the sharpener is still like new. The first thing I do is take the chain off the saw. It takes less than a minute to do that. Just pull the chain off, remove it from around the chain housing, and you're ready to go over to the sharpener, throw it in the guide. In the package that your chain came in, there's an instructional sheet that gives you the angle to set your sharpener to. You can see mine is supposed to be set at 30 degrees. So I go back to the chainsaw sharpener, loosen the nut on the bottom, and set it at 30 degrees. There's no thinking needed on my part, just follow the instructions and set the sharpener accordingly. Next thing I do is mark the starting and ending point on the teeth so I don't sharpen more than necessary. After that, I set the depth of the cutting tooth. You can see I'm setting this up to barely nick the tooth. The stop behind the tooth is there to set the depth of the cut, so it's perfect for each tooth. Then it's just a matter of turning the sharpener on, pull the brake, which locks the chain in place so it will not move. To ensure stability and a perfect cut every time, I also push with my left thumb to make sure that the chain and tooth cannot move. It may not be necessary to do this with higher quality sharpeners, but I found it's necessary with this one. After I've sharpened each tooth on that angle, I flip the base around to cut the teeth facing the other direction. I just set it at 30 degrees on the sharpening gauge. Here the chain, guide, and the brake operates to lock it in place. I'm setting it up, cutting wheel is barely nicking the tooth, and I'm ready to go. It's just a matter of hitting each tooth 2 or 3 times to get clean cutting edge on each tooth. Now when I'm cutting the teeth in this direction, I'm using my left pointing finger to push toward myself, so it's locking that chain in place so it cannot budge. Like I said, by doing this with the brake, I get perfect cuts every time. Now this whole process of taking the chain off my saw, running it through the sharpener at 2 different angles and reinstalling it takes me a total of maybe 5 minutes. You can't sharpen it by hand any quicker than that, and definitely not as accurate. Look at that nice, clean, sharp edge. After I'm done with that, I just wind the cord back around the sharpener, take it out of the vise, and mount it back on the wall at little holes where I hang it. After that, it's just a matter of reassembling the chain on the chainsaw, putting it back over the bar, putting the cover back on. The most important part of this is getting the tension set properly. You don't want it too tight where it'll bind and pinch, and you don't want it too loose where it could fall off the bar or chew up the teeth on the clutch. After this process is complete, you'll enjoy operating your chainsaw. You can see it's like snowflakes falling behind my chainsaw as I'm cutting. I don't have to push down with my left hand. Really, your left hand is just to prevent kickback. But when I'm cutting this larger log, I'm giving you a demonstration of how the saw does the work itself. I'll even show how loosely I'm holding with my left hand. I don't advise you do this. You always want to keep your hand on there to prevent kickback. But A properly sharpened saw will do all the work itself. Look at those shavings. It's like bedding in an Easter basket. Nice, fluffy, long wood shavings from a beautiful straight cut. You will get clean, aggressive, straight cuts every time if you properly sharpen your chainsaw. I've saved myself a lot of time in cutting wood, trips to the hardware store to get my chain sharpened at $7 or $8 each time, and I've tried many methods of sharpening my saws over the years, and this method is the best. Now there's one other thing that you need to do for your chainsaw to cut properly, and that is to check and adjust your raker height every 3 to 4 sharpenings. If you'd like to learn how to do that, I can show you.